Welcome back. We're talking about single parents and dating. And you know, there's a very big difference between being single and being a single parent, especially when it comes to dating. Singles aren't bound to a family. They're free to come and go, live wherever, work crazy hours, go out and have a big social life, go on mission trips, travel. They have a great deal of freedom. Single parents do not. A single parent still has all the responsibilities of a family, and even more so than married couples, because unlike shared responsibilities in a marriage, the single parent has to do it all. And in many cases, they still have to deal with their ex-spouse, with shared custody visits and issues with the kids. So it's not the pre-married single life or single again with no kids. You know, we spent a considerable amount of time on the issue of divorce and the biblical grounds for divorce and remarriage. And I would strongly encourage you to make sure before you consider dating that this is right for you. Simply ignoring God's standards will only bring more hardship and disappointment. So assuming that you have grounds for remarriage, there are still many things that we should prayerfully consider as single parents before we begin to date. First of all, your divorce should be final. While this seems obvious, it's something that many people simply don't wait for. We could be tempted to try and make excuses and justify our actions by dating either someone who's still married or not waiting until our divorce is final to marry. Number two, we need to still consider reconciling with our spouse if at all is possible, and you need to give it time. Why do I keep bringing this up? Because as we talked about before, marriage between a man and a wife for life is God's will. You know, He is a God of reconciliation. You may think you could never reconcile to your wife. Remember, God through Christ Jesus reconciled the world to Himself, and He can certainly reconcile a marriage. So, assuming your divorce is final, reconciliation is not possible, and you have scriptural grounds to remarriage, let's look at some other important things to consider. And I think one of the most important things is that we remember we need to take time to heal. Divorce requires time to heal, and many people jump right back into a new relationship to avoid the process of healing. None of us likes to wait for what we want and be patient, but this is not the time to be in a hurry. Take the time to work through the issues that come with divorce and being single again. Treating a divorce like a high school breakup is foolishness. It's crazy. You were married, you were committed to this person for life. It was a spiritual and physical and emotional union, and it takes time. It was a big deal. If we don't learn from our mistakes, if we don't take time to reflect and understand what happened, we're just bound to repeat it. If we don't heal, we will enter a new relationship with unresolved issues. And I would also say you need to give your kids time to heal. Just because you've healed and moved on, they may not have. They, jumping into a relationship too soon can cause your kids to feel resentful or to be pushed away, and the consequences of that can be disastrous. Ecclesiastes 3:1 says, "To everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven." And in verse 3 it says there is a time to heal. Take this time to heal and allow your children time to heal as well. A great quote that my pastor often uses at the end of each year is that he reminds the church that they need to end things right before they start something right. We can't just plow through our lives, leaving a trail of messes and expect to just start fresh and be blessed. And while we can't go back and fix everything, we can do our part and should do all that we can do to end things the right way before we attempt to start something new. You know, you don't run on a broken foot. You allow it time to heal, and you don't date with a broken heart. God bless you. I hope you come back tomorrow as we continue to talk about single parents.